because it has been quite striking over the last couple of months, and it's what you were referring to, how central Parliament and the legislature has come in this debate over Brexit. One of the questions that I have been asked by people here is, whether this process is undemocratic. Should May, for example, have consulted more? Barnier was consulting quite widely with member states. So I don't want to put you on the spot specifically with your assessment of the Prime Minister, but more generally, are there lessons to be learned from this experience of Brexit in terms of the way that Parliament itself functions?
The appetite of the House to have its say has recently been whetted. And that appetite is not exhausted. Indeed, some would say it's voracious. The House will want to have its say. And the idea that the House won't have its say, is just for the birds. Parliament is a big player in this, and that, whatever view it takes, whether Parliament votes one way for one particular proposition or for a directly contrary proposition or for another proposition somewhere in the middle, remains to be seen. But the idea that Parliament is going to be, it may in due course, for reasons of restoration and refurbishment, be physically evacuated, but the idea that Parliament is going to be evacuated from the centre stage of debate on Brexit is unimaginable. It is simply unimaginable. Thomas, thank you. My reading of the situation is that legally the default position in the absence of an agreement, a deal, is Brexit on the 31st of October. That is to say, in the absence of a deal and in the absence of a further extension. That is the legal position as I understand it. There was a bill passed, ladies and gentlemen, under the leadership of Yvette Cooper from the Labour side and Oliver Letwin from the Conservative side to prevent a no-deal Brexit. But I think I'm right in saying that piece of legislation which was passed is now OTOs because it referred to a particular set of circumstances in April, and therefore it's been overtaken by events. So legally, the scenario, Thomas, that you highlight, and which you say is spoken to by a number of people who seek to be Prime Minister, that is so. There can, however, be a difference between what the law says and what political movement between now and then, political activity, decrees. And I'm not saying that Brexit without a deal will happen, and I'm not saying that it definitely won't. I am saying I'm very clear in my mind that Parliament and individual parliamentarians will have strong views about these matters. And there is a difference between a legal default position and what the interplay of political forces in Parliament will facilitate.